think there's a lot of conditioning to do to be able to play in the 82-game season. I didn't know what I was doing on the court tonight, but it's trying to learn for the next games and the importance to be ready for the season.
I wanted to make sure that we had a larger sample size than just one game in order to get you guys this video because, well, I didn't want to be one of those people that said,
Victor Wembanyama had a horrible summer league game and he's officially a draft bust.
So now that we have more of a sample size, I could give you a bit of an evaluation. I could be very realistic with you guys in regards to what I think Victor Wembanyama's career arc is going to look like. So before we get to the content, when we hit 800,000 subscribers, we're going to give away $1,000 split between 5 subscribers that turn on their notifications on this channel, announced on my community tab. And now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. The NFL and NBA season are officially over, and I need something to hold me over until at least the NFL season comes back. So I've been playing prize picks for the WNBA and the MLB, and I've been fairly successful. It's a good way to get some extra action on games that I wouldn't really watch otherwise. I post my picks onto my Instagram story daily, and I've been hitting on a decent amount of them. And right now, when you use my promo code microphone, they'll double your deposit up to $100. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Over the past couple of weeks, I've appeared on this channel and I've memed the media for claiming that Victor Wembanyama is the greatest NBA prospect that we've ever seen since LeBron James. But not only was he dubbed the greatest basketball prospect since LeBron James, but Adrian Wojnarowski went as far as to claim that Victor Wembanyama,
this is the most highly anticipated player to ever enter. Maybe not only the greatest prospect in the NBA's history, maybe the greatest prospect in the history of team sports.
So the media really hyped up Wemby as much as they could. And it's at a point where this man's superstardom is at a brand new level. I mean, his security guard accidentally slapped the living crap out of Britney Spears the other day, for crying out loud, which we have a full video on if you guys want to check that out. To gain this amount of celebrity in this short of a time is nothing short of amazing. I mean, there's a conspiracy theory about the fact that the San Antonio Spurs may have built their new utopian-like practice facility from years prior just so they could be ready for when Victor Wembanyama may arrive. They traded DeJounte Murray last offseason for 3 first-round picks and a pick swap just in hopes of making sure that they could tank as much as they could this year, and ultimately it worked. As a matter of fact, Greg Popovich is so excited about Wemby's arrival that he already signed a huge contract extension. We've watched Wemby highlights over and over again. This man definitely looks like a unicorn. And all of this media attention and all of this hype generated one of the most anticipated summer league debuts that we have ever seen since probably Lonzo Ball in 2017. I mean, Victor Wembanyama's summer league debut was so anticipated that it was obviously sold out. The average price per ticket for Victor Wembanyama's summer league debut was $195 to get in on TickPick. Last season, the average San Antonio Spurs game was $69. So for lack of a better way of saying it, Victor Wembanyama's debut was very much anticipated. There were some good things about Wemby's debut, but to give you an idea of how badly it went, Wemby said this about his performance.
Yeah, special moment. Really special, to wear that jersey for the first time. It's really an honor. And overall, I'm glad we won this game. There's no better way to start for a premiere. And honestly, I didn't really know what I was doing on the court tonight, but I'm trying to learn for the next games and the importance to be ready for the season.
So in summary, in his debut performance against Brandon Miller, Victor Wembanyama scored 9 points on 2 of 13 shooting to go with 8 rebounds and 5 blocks and 3 assists, while also tying for the team lead in turnovers. The stat sheet doesn't really tell the full story because Wemby had some truly horrific highlights throughout this game, which is why he said he had no idea what he was doing out there. And Britney Spears stans went crazy with this. I mean, there was a Twitter account called Britney Whitney the Stan that tweeted this, which features Victor Wembanyama struggling to post up and quite literally losing his footing when he was just a mere few feet away from the basket. In addition to this is what one of the missed shots looked like. And man, this is a whole new level of embarrassing. Brandon Miller was quite literally locking down Victor Wembanyama the entire night of his Summer League debut. And it seemed like as the night would go on, things would get worse and worse until finally Kai Jones would welcome Victor Wembanyama to the NBA with this insane posterizing dunk. Which, by the way, props to Kai Jones. This was one of those dunks where he quite literally threw the ball through the basket. Eventually, it got to a point where defensively, Victor Wembanyama was getting cooked as well. I mean, Brandon Miller quite literally made Wemby lose his footing when he was trying to defend him on the perimeter. And it got so bad that you could tell that Wemby had no confidence in his jump shot at a particular point. He had no desire to shoot the basketball, even on pick and pop plays that were quite literally made for him. And this is not to say that he's a bona fide draft bust, although I will admit there were times where I was having flashbacks to Sean Bradley when Victor Wembanyama was playing defense out there. This isn't to say that he's destined for busting, and at the same time, I don't think it's fair to draw these conclusions when the man quite literally was just playing in his first Summer League game. For comparison, in LeBron James's first Summer League game, he finished with 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, compared to Wemby's 9 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 3 assists. So I wanted to wait until game 2 to really start formulating how I felt about Wemby. And bear in mind, this is still the Summer League, man. We don't draw conclusions about the trajectory of these players' careers just strictly through Summer League. So after watching a much better performance from Victor Wembanyama following his game versus the Portland Trail Blazers, it kind of confirmed my original feeling about him. One, the sky is the limit for Victor. I mean, the things that this young man can do on the floor, whether it's somehow getting a difficult mid-range jumper to go while contested off of the dribble, and creating his own shot despite being 7'3", or getting a very important block on defense, running the floor and following it up with an emphatic slam on the other end, or if it's just simply the ability to drop dimes and create for his teammates, this young man possesses a remarkable basketball IQ, and for the most part, that's what we expected of him going into the NBA. However, there are some issues. He's not going to have that LeBron James-like year one, at least in my opinion. Victor isn't entering the NBA with a NBA-sized frame, which I know sounds really weird, but you could see on occasions he could get pushed around by opposing players the way he did versus Brandon Miller in game 1. In game 2, he seemed to have done a little bit better, but at the same time, this guy also towers over most of his opponents. But there were some remarkable things that I don't think I've ever seen before in a basketball court, like him quite literally tipping a rebound to himself for one of the quickest putbacks I've ever seen. I mean, his feet barely left the ground whenever he was putting the ball back there. Or what about getting his own rebound from the other side of the rim and putting it back for a foul and one? So just as advertised, there are things about Wembanyama that I've never seen before on a basketball court, and I have to admit that's very exciting because he will have a unique style to his game, but there's a lot of development to go before he gets to the point where he could dominate at the NBA level. Do I think he's a bust? Well, again, you can't say whether a player's a star or a bust based upon his first 2 Summer League games. I'm sorry. But I do think he was drafted to the proper situation to make sure that his game grows as much as it possibly can. And I feel like he could have busted if he went to the wrong team, but I think he went to the right team in this particular instance. All in all, his second game definitely showed us a little bit more of his potential. Maybe it's because Scoot Henderson wasn't playing, so he didn't feel as intimidated or like he had to prove himself. This game was very significant because not only did you get to see what Victor Wembanyama was capable of physically on the basketball court, but you quite literally saw him attempt to lead a comeback, and he made a lot of difficult and heroic shots at the latter part of the game. Ultimately, the San Antonio Spurs would lose to the Portland Trail Blazers, but it was a nice opportunity to see how Victor Wembanyama would be able to perform in that type of situation. Following a horrible outing in his first game, going into his second game, really wanting to get a victory. It's a very close game as well. How is he going to respond? He had a very dominant fourth quarter and showed his range on multiple occasions, sinking 2 threes in the fourth quarter alone. And throughout the game, And his final stat sheet for the game, in 27 minutes, he scored 27 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 steal, and no assists, but he shot 64% from the field, which is significantly better than what he looked like in game 1 versus the Charlotte Hornets, which is nice that we could get this game ahead of us, because a lot of people were already beginning to write off Victor Wembanyama after game 1, which is why I waited until game 2 to actually make this video. But there's still some summer league games left. You best believe we're going to be watching them. You best believe we're going to be making prize picks on them. Either way, I can't wait to do a video on him once he actually makes it into a real NBA game, because there's no doubt in my mind that this young man is special. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this. Do you think Victor Wembanyama clapped back properly after getting embarrassed on national TV? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.